So, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. So back here at Straws in Boynton Beach, Miami for a couple of days, a little bit of work. Um, Passed the drug tests, I think, pretty much. So that's good. And back here, and it's kind of weird as I was talking to people that I was meeting in Shoal. Oh, where you from? Here at Straw. I'm going back tomorrow. Going back. So I met some people I actually met in Shul. They were on the plane and they tried to get out, and I said, I gotta go back. You gotta go back. And the honest truth, I feel safer here near Stroll than going to a Walmart in Boynton Beach. I had a little, not an altercation. Had a little, was trying to give money or trying to give some food to a homeless black dude at the gas station who wouldn't let me wouldn't let me leave really that fast, and I got into a little bit. Well, long story short, these random things can happen anywhere, really, and that's that situation. So this week I actually got some feedback from last week that people appreciate the Nesiva Shalom so far more than the Pri Tzaddik. So, well, hope that's good, because I got a whole year of it, at least. Well, we'll see. So, Nesiva Shalom has an interesting take. One of the most famous Rashis is Noach. Talks about he was a tzaddik, and some say shevach, some say l'genai. If he would have been in Avram's generation, he'd be greater. If he was in Avram's generation, he'd be nothing. He'd be l'genai. He'd be hard. He'd be worse. So the question is, we all take pot shots at Noach. Was he a tzaddik? What did he do? Couldn't save anybody. Just his family. If Avram would have been there wouldn't have been a Mabul. It would have been greater. Noach was really nothing compared to Abraham. It's a lot of trash talking. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And the Nesiva Shalom has an interesting take that, because the question is, if you wanted to find if Noach was a tzaddik, so the wording of Rashi is strange, because then why do you say l'darshul ganai? If you want to say, oh, he's a tzaddik, he's defining that he was a tzaddik, well, if his generation would have been better, he would be nothing in Abraham's. That's not defining he's a tzaddik. That's defining that actually he's pretty rotten if he'd been nothing in another generation. So the Pri Tzaddik, see, I did it again. The Nesiva Shalom goes on and really spends a lot of time talking about the people of Noach's generation and how bad they were. And there's like 6-7 pieces of the parsha, and almost every piece he kind of goes over the same piece. Is that you can't compare the generations. It wasn't that he was l'genai, his generation was horrible. Ad kedei kach, something that never happened in the world happened by Noah's time. We have no idea the bad, the Hamas, the horribleness of these people of a generation. We look at Sodom, Dar Haflaga, we look at the Enosh, the Medrash talks about Dar Enosh, Abraham's time, Nimrod, the Inquisition, whatever you want to talk about, nothing compares to the level of evil of Noah's time. Ad kedei kach, things that had no Yetzer Hara were destroyed. Things of the dirt, the air was destroyed. From above the mountains until 3 tefachim of the ground, everything was destroyed. Everything had to be destroyed. Why is this? What the animals did, what the children do. Everyone was so bad. And the Nesiva Shalom did it right that time. The Nesiva Shalom talks about that this Hamas, the Gezel, the Adam Chavera issues that they had were so bad and so poisonous that it poisoned everything around. The dirt, the rocks, the trees, animals, everything had to be destroyed, except for the fish. Everything had to go. Everything had to go. Therefore, the Noach, what he went through was nothing compared to what Abram went through. Abraham's people were after the Mabul. Abram's people were after there was a punishment, and they weren't on that level. This poison, and some people didn't permeate the earth, didn't permeate the land, the air, the fish, the animals. It was bad. Sodom was bad, they had to be destroyed, but the level of the poisonous and the rishus and the wickedness of the people of Noah was unprecedented. And therefore, you really cannot compare. You can't compare what Avram went through and Noach went through, and you can't look at Noach in a bad way. In fact, Noach did what he had to do. Noach couldn't save anybody. Moshe, Shmuel, no one could have saved Noach's generation. And Noach did what he had to do, which was kind of bunker down, b'tzimtzum, had to preserve what's there. Without Noach, the whole world would have been destroyed. The world would have been finished, and we wouldn't be here today and going to work. Well, we wouldn't be bicycling today and all that stuff. And that's kind of really what the Sefer Shalom talks about. That each person. So he goes on to say that Noach was a level of yira, to kind of b'tzimtzum, to kind of smallness, to kind of preserve what's there. Any kedusha that we have, let's hold on to that. The children, some of the animals, let's all get together. Let's have a mabul. We'll save something of the world, so it'll remain in the world. Without Noach and trying to preserve the yiras Hashem, there wouldn't have been a world. Zippo, gone. Avram was different. Avram had a level of Ava, and Avram's generation was the people weren't so bad. So Avram had the luxury, the ability to use this yisod of Ava and go out to the world and spread the name of Hashem. If Avram would have been in Noah's time, he would have been nothing. Let's see if Shalom comes to kind of imply that. I don't know if he says it, but I'm saying it. He would have been nothing because it wouldn't have helped. Aaron, nobody would have helped. It was too far gone. Everything was poisoned. And the Sefer Shalom has an interesting end to that piece that he talks about how Avram now gets to the level of Yira through the Kedes Yitzchak. We know Yitzchak was Gevura. Also, Yitzchak lives a life of B'tzimtzum, kind of focused inward. And that was the Midah of Yitzchak. And Avram gets that from the Akedah. When Abraham, who lived a life of Ava and Chesed, now has to stand up and do this nisayon of sacrificing Yitzchak, Hashem said it, you have to do it. It's Yiras Hashem. That's literally where Avram now gets that highest level through the Akedah. Yirei Hashemata, and calls Avram a Yirei Hashemata. Avram uses the word Hashem. Noach uses Elokim as Alach Noach. So Elokim is Din and Yira. And Avram, most of his life, is focusing in a world of Chesed and Ava to bring people under the Shekhinah. What's interesting, not the interesting part in Sefer Shalom talks about is literally this is every generation. We have an avoda. And the Sefer Shalom prefaces this, last week we said this, and we said this in another piece, isn't just a storybook. This isn't a history book because it doesn't really follow history that well. Some pieces aren't in the Torah, some things are in the Torah, some things are one word or a medrash, some things are pages and pages. It's not a history book. There's a lesson for us. And the Sefer Shalom says, this is our lesson, that every generation has their avoda to do. Sometimes the avoda is outreach, sometimes the avoda is ava, sometimes it's hunkering down and focusing inward. And even more than that, each person has a different trait. Some people are more of ava, some people are more outgoing, some people are inner, some people more chesed, some people more Torah, which is fine. So each generation has their own tafkid, their own idea they're supposed to do to accomplish what Hashem wants. Every person has their own midah. And here's the next line, which I thought was incredible. Chol adam lefi tchunos nafsho b'chol yom. Each person, each day, v'chol echad tzorech levchon es tafkidu lefi hayom lefi matzav shebo hu nimtza. A person has to look at his own tafkid, his own job each day, depending on what is matzav and where he is. So if you are in Ramat Beit Shemesh, your job is to do X. You find yourself in Boynton Beach, your job is different. And if you're in the airport and someone wants you to bring something to help out Chesed, even though most times you don't want to do that, but for soldiers, you do something. And sometimes you want to go out, but it's not safe. You have to kind of hunker down. Same thing. So this is what the Sefer Shalom says, which I think is fantastic. You know, a lot of times we find ourselves away from the Beis Medrash, away from a million of Jews, or in Boynton Beach, and you're kind of not doing what you're out of your routine. My gosh, you know, usually I learn this time of the day, I got meetings, didn't learn so much today, didn't learn, I'm on the plane, and things just not good, I'm in a different situation. This is literally what our job is to look at your matzav, look at your situation, and judge what you have to be doing that day. If you're trying to daven for Eretz Yisrael and you have extra money, tzedakah. If you have time to Hillel, if you have time to learn. You have time to send money, send something, whatever it is. There's a topic each day. A lot of people find it difficult to say that, oh my gosh, you hate the Arabs, you hate Hamas, you're killing people. And it's difficult sometimes to say, you know what, I wish bad on somebody or something or people, but sometimes this is your tafkid of the day. This is sometimes your tafkid. This is our job. And I hope we do our tafkid. I hope we take care of these horrible people that are really wreaking havoc on lives here, in America too, in England. They're firebombed a shul in Germany, different shuls in different places that are under attack. The security in Boynton Beach, which is very far from Eretz Yisrael. So everywhere you go, there's different jobs we have to do. There's different, and unfortunately, this is the matzav that we have to hate and we have to hurt people and hurt because there's poison in the world. There's actually poisonous people out there, and that's our tafkid at the moment. So I wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom. Hope everyone has a safe Shabbos. And I sent a few minutes ago a PDF of the soldiers from our community. It's about 40 something odd. A lot of them are odd. Soldiers, including my boys Yoni and Moshe. And I hope they're well. And also don't forget to daven for the 200 people that are captive. There's actually a picture that they set up. It's called the Empty Shabbos table in Tel Aviv. There's actually a table set up with 200 empty seats. And unfortunately, we don't think about that there's 200 people for 2 weeks already they've been living in a cage or living without knowing what the next step's going to be, what the next day is going to be. They're hearing sirens all the time, I'm sure, and they're terrified. It's hard to smile, it's hard to laugh when you think about uncertainty in people's lives. So hopefully we have a quiet Shabbos, hopefully we have a safe Shabbos, and hopefully we get the captives back, and hopefully they're doing well under the circumstances. And with that, Shabbat Shalom.